Oh, is that the bonus chest? That's really weird how far away from spawn it is. I thought I had missed it. Well, I wonder what's in it. Ah. What's up guys, my name's WhoGnu, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to build this very cool bonus chest pit trap. For those of you that were not aware, a bonus chest is basically a chest that starts near your spawn point in a survival world. It's an option you can turn on when you create the world, and basically it just gives you some useful things to start off with. As you can see here, the trap is great for tricking your friends, and it's almost always lethal. It's also super easy to build. I'm going to teach you guys that now. These are the materials that you're going to need to build it. You're going to need a bunch of TNT in order to make the pit itself. You're going to need a trap chest and a piston. And then you're going to need a bunch of sand, a bunch of torches, and probably a good amount of any building block that you want. I'm using stone here. You are also going to need something to light the TNT with. So the first step is creating the pit. What we're going to do is we're just going to mine down all the way to bedrock. Now, we should have a very deep hole going straight down to bedrock. We're now going to fill this hole with TNT all the way to the top. Now you're just going to light the TNT. As you can see here, this very quickly gives us a nice sized pit, and you can repeat this a couple times to get a good pit going as deep as you can. Once you have a good sized pit, you can move on to the next step. So for step 2, you want to try and approximate the center of the hole, kind of the center of the area that goes down the deepest. So you wouldn't want to pick over here because there's all of this right here that you could land on. You want to pick a spot where if you were to drop from it, you would drop very, very far. And then build out to that spot. That looks pretty good. And this is where you're actually going to build the trap. So underneath this block, you're going to want to place the piston. And then a few of your building blocks. I recommend about 4 should be good. The farther down you place these building blocks, the larger the area that's going to drop is going to be. And then mine the block above the piston and place sand there. And then place your trap chest on top of the sand. And that completes the trigger for the trap. When you open the chest, you should see the piston move. You can just reset that by doing that. So for the third step, we're going to start building up the sand base that will eventually drop. So how you do this is you take your torches and you place them all around the very bottom block. Once you have that, you can place the sand on top of the torch, and as long as it's not dropping to that height, as long as you just place it 1 block above the torch, it will stay there on top of the torch. So you're going to do that above all of the torches, and then you're just going to place torches on the sand, like so. And now you can come out even farther with the sand that isn't dropping. And in this way, you're just going to kind of build an upside down pyramid. And that upside down pyramid is going to get larger and larger as you go up until you've got a good sized area that will drop. Because when this piston pushes the block down, all of these torches will break, which causes these sand to drop, which means these torches will break, which will cause this sand to drop, until you've got the entire thing just falling into the pit. So we're just going to continue by placing torches on all outward faces of this shape. and then placing sand above all of the torches and on top of all of the existing sand. And you want to go until the sand reaches the same level of the sand block that you placed earlier. So this is the final layer that I'm going to place down. And once you have this, you are basically done. The final step now is just to conceal the trap by getting the rest of the ground built back to the edges of the trap. So what I recommend doing is using your building blocks and coming down one layer. You're just going to fill in this entire space, creating a shelf for the top layer of sand to sit on. Now, you don't want to place any of these building blocks underneath the sand because then that one won't drop. However, you shouldn't be able to with the torch there, so just make sure you don't break the torches. And once you have that shelf of building block placed down, you can place the top layer of sand on top of that. Now this sand won't drop away when the trap is triggered, but it does help conceal your trap. And once you have that, it should blend in perfectly with the desert around it. The final step to make it look like a bonus chest is just to place a torch on all sides of the chest. Make sure not to accidentally open the chest because that will destroy all of your progress. Now your trap is ready, and if anybody decides to open the chest, they will plummet to their death. I hope that you guys found this tutorial interesting and enjoyable. If you did, please like